What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I've got a great video for all because I'm going to be giving you guys my 2025 MLB awards and postseason predictions. Now, the MLB postseason is always one of the best parts of the MLB season, but this one is going to be one of my favorite postseasons in a while because my favorite team, the Boston Red Sox, are back in the playoffs for the first time since 2021. The Red Sox have had a great season, and we're going to be facing our rivals, the New York Yankees, in the first round on the road for the wild card series, the best of three. So hopefully we can make a good run in the playoffs and maybe even take home the World Series, but I'm really excited to watch my Red Sox back in the playoffs. I'm going to be starting off with my awards predictions, and the three awards I'm going to be predicting is the Rookie of the Year, the Cy Young, and the MVP. The first award that I'm going to be predicting is the American League Rookie of the Year. At the beginning of the season, I chose Roman Anthony of the Red Sox to win the American League Rookie of the Year award, and Roman's had a great season for the Red Sox, but unfortunately, in September, he went down with an injury, ending the rest of the regular season for him. He's going to be back for the playoffs, but unfortunately can't give him the Rookie of the Year award. But the player who is getting the Rookie of the Year award has had a great season. He's batted .290, he's hit over 30 home runs, and best of all, hit a 4 home run game. My American League Rookie of the Year is Nick Kurtz of the Athletics. Nick Kurtz had an outstanding rookie season with the Athletics where he was one of the best Athletics players and made history by hitting 4 home runs in a single game as a rookie. Now moving on to the American League Cy Young Award, and at the beginning of the season, I chose Garrett Crochet of the Boston Red Sox to win the Cy Young Award, and he's had a great season. He's had an 18-5 win-loss record, 255 strikeouts, and an ERA of 2.59. There's another contender to win the American League Cy Young Award, and that's Tarek Skubal of the Tigers. Tarek has had a 13-6 win-loss record, an ERA of 2.21, and 241 strikeouts. Both players had a great season, but I'm going to be picking Garrett Crochet of the Boston Red Sox to win the American League Cy Young. Garrett Crochet had a great season with the Red Sox where he struck out over 250 batters and helped lead the Red Sox to the playoffs. Now moving on to the American League MVP. At the beginning of the season, I chose Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals to win the American League MVP, and he's had a great season for the Royals, but I'm going to be choosing someone different today. There are currently two contenders to win the MVP for the American League, which is Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners and Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees. As for Cal, he's had a historic season, winning the Home Run Derby, breaking the all-time single-season record for catchers' home runs, and hit over 60 home runs, drove in 125 RBIs. Unfortunately, his batting average wasn't that good. He batted .247. And as for Judge, he's had 53 home runs, 114 RBIs, and batted .331. This is a tough decision to make. Both players have had a great season, but I'm going to be choosing Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners to win the American League MVP. Cal Raleigh had an outstanding season for the Mariners where he helped lead them back to the playoffs and had one of the best seasons as a catcher in MLB history. Now for the National League Rookie of the Year, and at the beginning of the season, I chose Roki Sasaki of the Los Angeles Dodgers to win the Rookie of the Year. And Roki Sasaki didn't have as good of a season as I thought he was going to have, so I'm going to be choosing someone different that's still a pitcher. I'm going to be choosing a guy who had a good ERA of 2.67, 97 strikeouts, and a win-loss record of 11-4. My National League Rookie of the Year is Cade Horton of the Chicago Cubs. Cade Horton had an outstanding rookie season with the Cubs where he was one of the Cubs' best pitchers and helped lead the Cubs back to the playoffs. Now moving on to the National League Cy Young Award. At the beginning of the season, I chose Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates to win that Cy Young Award. And he's still a clear favorite to win the Cy Young Award. Some other contenders are Freddie Peralta of the Brewers and Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies. But otherwise, Paul Skeens has had an outstanding season for the Pirates. He's had an ERA of 1.97, 216 strikeouts, and a 10-10 win-loss record. His record's not that good, but his team's not very good either. So the ERA and strikeouts shows what a good pitcher that he is. So that's why I'm choosing Paul Skeens to win the National League Cy Young Award. Paul Skeens had another outstanding season where he was the only pitcher in the entire MLB with an ERA under 2. Now moving on to the National League MVP. At the beginning of the season, I chose Juan Soto to win the National League MVP. And I'm going to be switching it up because there's two new favorites to win the National League MVP, which is Kyle Schwarber and Shohei Ohtani. As for Schwarber, he's hit 56 home runs, driven in 134, and has a batting average of 240. Ohtani has a batting average of 282, has hit 55 home runs, and has driven in 102 runs. Now, both players have a really good chance to win the MVP. Ohtani's won it the past 2 years. I think he could win it again. But I also think that Kyle Schwarber has had a better season, especially with that 4 home run game. So I'm going to be choosing Kyle Schwarber to win the National League MVP in 2025. Kyle Schwarber had an outstanding season where he led the National League in home runs and helped the Phillies win the National League East. And now for my playoff predictions. The first playoff prediction I'm going to be making is the American League wildcard between the 6-seed Tigers and the 3-seed Guardians, an AL Central matchup. The Guardians made a really good comeback in the last month of the season to come back and take the division over the Tigers as the Tigers fell. They still made the playoffs, but this is going to be a really interesting series. Definitely going to come down to the 3 games, and I'm going to be choosing the Tigers to come back and beat the Guardians in 3 games. Now for the next American League wild card between my favorite team, the Boston Red Sox, facing our rivals, the New York Yankees. And I think this is going to be another really interesting series. Red Sox 8-4 against the Yankees this year, and only lost 2 games against the Yankees on the road this year, where the series is being played. It's going to come down to all 3 games. Unfortunately, the Red Sox don't have Lucas Giolito, one of our best pitchers, but I'm still going to be choosing the Red Sox to overcome that and beat the Yankees in the American League wild card series in 3 games. Red Sox moving on to face the Blue Jays. Now for the National League wild card between the 6 seed Reds and the 3 seed Dodgers. I don't know how the Dodgers didn't get the first round bye, but the Brewers and Phillies played better than them. But I still think the Dodgers are going to advance to play the Phillies to beat the Reds. It's going to be a sweep. The Reds made a crazy playoff run. I don't know how the Mets didn't make it, but the Reds still made a good run, but unfortunately, they're going to be eliminated. The Dodgers are going to be moving on. Now for the next National League wild card between the 4 seed Cubs and the 5 seed Padres. Both really good teams. The Cubs, I thought they were going to win the American League Central. The Brewers made a really good comeback and took that from them. But I still think the Cubs are going to be moving on. The Padres are a really good team. It's going to come down to the 3 games, but I have the Cubs winning it in 3 games. Onto the American League Division Series between the Tigers and the Mariners. Both really good teams. The Tigers, they made a good comeback to beat the Guardians, but I don't really see them going much further as they did struggle towards the end of the season. I see them losing to the Mariners and getting eliminated. The Mariners have a really good team. They've got Randy Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, and Julio Rodriguez. I think they have what it takes to move on and go to the championship series. Now my favorite team, the Boston Red Sox, facing the 1 seed, the Blue Jays. The Red Sox and Blue Jays faced at the end of the season where the Red Sox won 2 out of 3 games. And I'd say the Red Sox played way better than the Blue Jays. On the both nights where the Blue Jays lost, the Blue Jays offense was totally dead against the Red Sox. The Red Sox, it's going to come down to 5 games. The Red Sox are going to win. The Blue Jays are going to play a great series. They're going to put up a fight, a really good team this year. But I think my Red Sox have what it takes to beat the Blue Jays and move on in the playoffs. For the NLDS division predictions, which is the Phillies versus the Dodgers. The Dodgers are a really good team, but the Phillies are better. Both have great MVP candidates, Kyle Schwarber and Shohei Ohtani. Both really good pitching staffs, but this is going to come down to the 5 games, maybe even come down to extra innings in a few of the games. I think that the Phillies are going to move on and beat the Dodgers and head to the championship series. For the division series between the Cubs and the Brewers, a rivalry matchup. The Cubs were in the division lead for a while, but the Brewers took over and stayed there and clinched the playoffs early. And I think the Brewers are going to play a good series along with the Cubs, but I think the Brewers are going to move on. It's going to come down to 5 games, maybe come down to extra innings in some games. It's going to be a really exciting series to watch if it happens. I hope it happens. It's going to be a fun one to watch. If you're a Cubs or Bruins fan, you'll enjoy this series. And the Brewers are moving on to the championship series. Now for the American League Championship Series between the 2 seed Mariners and my Boston Red Sox. Now, the Red Sox and Mariners faced off a total of 6 times this year, and it was a 3-3 series. The Red Sox played 3 games at Fenway against the Mariners. I went to one of them, and they unfortunately lost 2 out of the 3. But then they went back to Seattle, and they won 2 out of the 3. So they're 3-3 against each other, which means this series is the best out of 7, which is the tiebreaker. And I think if the Red Sox played one more game against the Mariners this year, they would have won. Obviously, the Mariners, really good team. Like I said, they got Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez and a really good pitching staff. Red Sox have lots of superstars like Trevor Story, Willie Abreu, Cedar Rafaela, Alex Bregman, more. But I think that the Red Sox are going to beat the Mariners in 7 games. It's going to be a really close series, a really good series to watch, and I think the Red Sox are going to go to the World Series. I'm not being biased, I promise. The Red Sox are a really good team and have what it takes to advance to the World Series for the first time since 2018. For the NLCS, which is going to be the Phillies versus the Brewers, the 2 highest seeds in the National League. 2 really good teams, another close series. I know a lot of these series are close, but they're going to be a lot of fun to watch. And I think that the Brewers have a really good chance of winning, but I also think the Phillies have a really good chance of winning. Both teams have great pitching staffs, great bats at the plate, and I think that the Brewers are going to win the series in 7 games, both series in 7 games. I think it's going to be a really good series. The Phillies are going to be playing great, but the Brewers are going to play better and advance to the World Series for the 2nd time in franchise history. Now it's time for the moment that all baseball fans wait for each season, the World Series. My prediction to make it from the American League, the Boston Red Sox. My prediction to make it from the National League, the Milwaukee Brewers. Both teams, really good season. The Brewers, maybe a little better than the Red Sox, but they clinched the playoffs a lot earlier. The Red Sox had a lot of good games, and unfortunately, a few bad games. The Red Sox and Brewers met once this season in Milwaukee, and unfortunately, the Red Sox were swept. That series really frustrated me, but that was really one of the low points of the season. I still think the Red Sox have a good chance of playing a good series against the Brewers. It's going to come down to 7 games. The first 2 games, the Brewers win at home. The wild Milwaukee crowd helps the Brewers win, but nothing beats a Fenway playoff atmosphere, and the Red Sox win the next 3 games to move on and go back to Milwaukee. Now, this is going to be 2 really close games, maybe in extra innings, and even though I'm a Red Sox fan, I don't want to be biased. I don't think the Red Sox are going to win this series. I think they can win it. That's not my prediction. My prediction to win the 2025 World Series are the Milwaukee Brewers, and they win their first World Series in franchise history. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm really excited for the playoffs this year, and I hope the Red Sox make a good run in the playoffs. But guys, let me know what you thought of my predictions. Did you agree, disagree? I'd love to see what you guys think. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I post a lot of great baseball videos, and I'm sure you'd like those too. But thanks for watching, and go Sox, and I'll see you in the next one.